So in my previous series of videos, I modeled this grand entryway for a Victorian townhouse, and now it's time to meet the Lord of the Manor. His name is Mr. Kelloglius, but we'll refer to him as Mr. K. In this video, I'm going to talk about the origins of Mr. K and how he came to be here. You see, the illustrious Kelloglius family dates all the way back to a few days ago when I felt like modeling a character in Blender. And it actually takes a very long time and a lot of different steps to model a character, so I'm going to break this video up into multiple parts. We're going to start with the body, maybe a separate video to add arms and legs, the hands, the head, the face, rigging, texture mapping, all of these different things. We'll start off with the concept art. Usually what I do is I open my notebook and just draw as many variations on the same idea as I can think of until I come upon a drawing that, hey, that looks about like I was thinking in my head, let's go with that, that looks good. This is the first drawing that I did. It's probably the most realistic, but at the same time, that's not really what I want. I want a little something more cartoony, so I'm going to try to abstract it a little bit, make it a little bit sillier looking. This is the second drawing I did, and I'm still not sure this is what I want. This is the third drawing that I did, and I like the 2 dots for eyes. I think that looks kind of funny, so let's go with that. So now I'm going to start with the basic body in Blender. I'm going to start off with just a single quad, just the simplest geometry you can begin with, and part of the trick to making a character is using the mirror modifier. Because a character is symmetrical, you only have to model one side, and the mirror modifier will automatically mirror whatever you create and make your two-sided symmetrical character. The tutorial I used to learn to make low poly characters has long since disappeared from YouTube, I'm pretty sure. I haven't been able to find it. But it doesn't really matter because there's tons of tutorials out there. All you have to do is search for low poly character modeling in Blender, and you can probably find something. But before you do that, I recommend first learning just the basics. Find some basic modeling tutorials, and just, spend a month getting acquainted with the basic features in Blender. But all my characters have a very similar topology. I start off making the torso sort of an octagonal tube with 8 sides, and from that I go branching off with arms and legs, which are typically hexagon shaped tubes with 6 sides, just because it's pretty easy to do, and that's pretty much the minimum number of polygons that you need to make a rounded looking shape. And of course, you can always add more geometry if you need it. If you need to add more details or need to make it look smoother, you can always subdivide your geometry, cut it up into finer detail. But keeping everything low polygon makes everything easier. It's going to make modeling easier, it's going to make the rigging easier, and it's going to make the UV unwrapping and texturing easier later on. For the longest time, I used to really struggle trying to figure out how to model anything in Blender. It was really difficult until I adopted this low polygon approach. And that was the key word, and suddenly everything just kind of clicked. Yeah, so here you can see that I'm leaving some holes in the torso where the legs are going to go. Here are some holes in the torso where the arms are going to go, and also the neck. And we're going to have to mess up the geometry a little bit here and build sort of a collar around the shoulders to put the neck in. Sometimes I make a quad-shaped neck, which is 4 sides, but this time I want to make a thicker neck. So I'm kind of building it up a little bit. I'm going to pull out a little bit of geometry for the shoulders and the hips, just to get the arms and legs started. Alright, and that's all for today, but next time we're going to finish the arms and legs, and we'll see what else happens.